Eastern European stereotypes. Let's go! Welcome in, YouTube, to another episode of Fun and Joy. Na 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 na. I wonder what people think of every country in Eastern Europe. I'm actually curious. Let's see.
Eastern Europe.
Accurate.
A magical place
Oh my
where
God, the
dreams,
grandma.
hopes, and aspirations
Wait, let me go back to it. Where's the grandma? Dude, I can only imagine my own grandma doing this, and I'm like, nah, fam. that would not happen. Oh.
a magical place where dreams, hopes, and aspirations go to die, and ugly British men go to get laid. Its exact location is a bit
Why is that so accurate? Oof. I feel like critical damage. Critical damage was instilled upon me right there.
controversial, as everyone from this group
She
copes
is cool,
and
yeah.
pleads how they're Central Europe, but we all know everything east of Vienna is Russia in denial. Despite this,
Russian in denial! Oh, it's like, oh, Central Europe, sure. Copium harder, please.
even though Eastern Europe has played a crucial role in educating the masses on how not to organize their economies, very few people know the accurate stereotypes from the region, and very often resort to depicting everyone and anyone from this region as Russians with slightly different variations.
Oh my God, this is so true. Like, the amount of people that listen to me speak and they're like, Paws, you're Russian. And I'm like, no. And they're like, no, I know for sure that you have the Russian accent. And I'm like, bruh, I don't sound Russian. I don't sound even remotely Russian. And I'm just like, they're just so convinced that anyone from Eastern Europe must be Russian.
So, to correct this mistake, here are Eastern European stereotypes explained. If there's one country that constantly seems to stir the pot in Europe, then that is none other than Hungary. Throughout Europe,
I'm so sorry. Hungary stirring the pot is just like mwah, perfection. You're too sober to be Russian. Oof. Oh, God. It's just so funny. Oh, I don't know. I feel like Hungary for me, if I had to think of stereotypes, I don't have anything. I'm drawing a blank. It's that one country where I'm just like, no, I don't see stereotypes.
Europe, Hungary as a country tends to have a reputation as a troublemaker when it comes to everything and anything political.
Really? Damn, I thought that was us.
The EU is voting to pass a new law that criminalizes chucking cats off bridges into a river? Well, guess who's gonna veto that one? Who else but Hungary? As a people, though, the Hungarians are usually stereotyped as being quite cold, reserved, apprehensive, and don't like to venture out of their own circle. Throughout the Balkans, they're not the most well known for being able to speak a different language other than Hungarian, because of which everyone and anyone makes fun of them for it. Alongside this, the Hungarians are renowned for their pessimism.
Dude, that's literally everyone in Eastern Europe. What do you mean? the Hungarians are like, yep, that's us. And I'm just like, really? I must meet very social people. Oh.
No matter how good things are going, how nice something is, Hungarians will always find a reason to think it's not going to last.
Okay. My doomer self is getting riled up. That's because it's not gonna last. We had good times, and then someone put their hand in the honey pot and stole too much, and things are going to shit. I'm just like, have you seen our track record? Oh, I'm pretty sure the Hungarians are the same.
And everything will collapse into misery and suffering. Sort of like my last relationship. This is so prevalent throughout the Hungarian psyche that there is even a saying about this in Hungarian. Sírva vigad a magyar, which roughly translates to, the Hungarian is jolly while crying. Essentially, there
Dude, I don't know, I'm a secret Hungarian, yeah.
like a bunch of emos who instead of dressing in all black and having a questionable hairstyle, have to stick sour cream in everything they eat and speaking a language of the Martians from Mars Attacks. If you've ever seen a man on a hot summer day strutting down the city, rocking the renowned socks and sandals combo, alongside with a white wife beater and a mullet, then my friend, you've encountered a Czech. Throughout the Slavic world.
Oh, make it stop! Make it stop! Poor Czechs! Oh man, they got shafted. Oh.
The Czechs are seen as the most composed of the bunch, except for maybe the Slovenians. We all know what goes on there, so we don't count that.
We don't know what goes on.
While other Slavs love to spend their time in bars and pubs drinking the most disgusting, revolting, gag reflex-inducing brandy or vodka their grandpa personally spent their weekend brewing and ended up making in a tub, whose fumes blinded the entire village for 5 days.
Drma, a? Pa to je domaća, majku ti jebem. Kad se mi je peklo cijela ulica halucinirala 3 dana od isparenja.
Now I understand why people don't like the Czechs. Oh, that's because they don't partake in our moonshine, in our very special moonshine.
Ja, 40 ljudi prijavilo policiji da je videlo boginju Šivu.
The Czechs instead like to drink good old beer.
Oh. Yeah? Oh my god, I was literally gonna say, yeah, they're like pretending they're German apparently, and then this happens. Bruh.
Living in such close proximity to the Germans made them stereotyped as the most functional amongst the Slavs, and the most stuck up as well. Many even just like to call them Slavic-speaking Germans. And
I can't, man. Oh.
if you're ever in Czechia, don't shy away from saying this to the locals. They'll absolutely adore you for it.
Oh.
If the Czechs are the Slavs who have their shit the most together, then the Poles would be the most unhinged. While in the US, Poles are usually stereotyped as being slow and not having the best of brain function.
Really?
In Europe, they are stereotyped as the most hyperactive, high-energy spastics in existence. Polish
people as those Extroverts. Poor isn't financially poor. Extroverts willing to do anything to not be poor. Oh.
Every time you log on the internet and find some bizarre fever dream-esque clip on it, such as a homeless guy being spray painted silver, a guy screaming at some poor lost animal in the city, or just simply annoying the tram driver, you just know it originated from Poland. Besides operating on another plane of existence, the Poles are also stereotyped as being extremely religious. Today,
really?
the country is one of the most Catholic countries in the world, and by far in Europe.
Really? I have never once thought of Poland as the most religious. Damn. I mean, I know that they do that. Like, I have Polish friends and they do all the traditional stuff. But so do we! It's like, my own country is so orthodox. Well, was. I don't know if it still is, honestly, nowadays. But like, we are so orthodox that every time I think of Poland, I'm like, really? They're that religious? Oh. Do they have enough? Dude, do you know how many churches we have? I guess because of the fact that we're the same, we're like, oh, this is normal. I'm just like, oh, this is normal. Oh. We have so much, we have so many churches everywhere, man, in Romania. Everywhere you go, every village has to have a church. Every little place has to have one or three. We always want to have the biggest and the grandest of churches. So to us, the fact that people are like thinking of Poland as the most religious, we're like, really? Damn.
As a result, the Poles tend to take Catholicism quite serious.
I mean, our house is a church too, because you have the freaking priest coming in to bless your house, and then they throw freaking water on your monitors and computer, and you just clench your fist and you try your hardest to just smile and tell him, thank you for blessing my home. As you silently curse at the fact that he just threw water on your very expensive monitor. Happens every fudging year.
This essentially originates from Poland being constantly invaded, annexed, and divided amongst its neighbors. As such, the church was the mainstay of Polish language, tradition, heritage, culture,
what are they doing?
Because of this, the church came to play a big part of life for Poles, and as a result, helped in the creation of this stereotype.
Interesting.
Now, you think that a group of countries that is located this far east on the continent would accept that they are Eastern Europe, but no, we're not Eastern Europe, we're Northern Europe, we're Nordic, bro, please. But regardless of what their European pronouns,
I'm gonna be honest, I do think of them as Nordic. I'm gonna be honest.
are, one thing is for certain. Their food is a cardinal sin against humanity and everything good and holy. If you want your plate to look like something that came out from the chum bucket, the Baltic cuisine is the food for you. As a whole, the people are also known as professional Russia haters. Pray to God that if you ever enter in a competition on hating Russia, that your opponent isn't an Estonian. But considering the Russians more or less tried to wipe their entire culture and people off the face of the earth, it's kind of expected.
So
Next
true.
up, we have Moldova. Now, if you ever seen someone online describe themselves as Balkan/Eastern European and create content about that region without ever specifying from what country they're from exactly, then my friend, you've stumbled upon a Moldovan. Essentially, Moldovans are stereotyped as basically Russified Romanians.
Russified Romanians! Oh my god! Oh!
Although they might speak Romanian, have the same culture as Romanians, and share the same genes as Romanians, if you're Romanian, good luck trying to decipher anything someone with a Chisinau accent said. They're also known as the world's
Hey, I decipher it. When, when we had someone transfer into school in high school, I could understand them.
Biggest drinkers
Oh.
as well. And to be fair, if most of your country looked like an endless doomer montage, you'd drink too. It also doesn't help that they are some of the best makers of wine, for which they were known throughout the Soviet Union. Depending on whether
The butt, man. No, I'ma just burn that out of my eyes. Just no, I don't want to see it
you're a
anymore.
batshit insane liberal or a completely demented conservative, you either think that the Ukrainians are the most perfect heroic heroes that are fighting to keep our democratic freedoms, and if you so much as say anything slightly critical of the country, you are a piece of shit Botnik that should go and lick the dirt off of Putin's boots and die, or that they're the most corrupt Nazi sympathizers in the world, that the global elite, consisting of Klaus Schwab,
Freaking
Biden,
extremist
Ursula von der Leyen,
variant.
and Taylor Swift, is using as their pawns in
What?
an effort to achieve complete and utter world domination.
Taylor Swift?
And Zelensky himself is actually a shape-shifting fascist lizard man who eats US gold reserves for breakfast.
Oh my god,
However,
the cat! Not the cat!
if you haven't been lobotomized and take modern political discussions out of the equation, Ukrainians are generally stereotyped as everyone else in Eastern Europe, being cold, living in gray Minecraft blocks, and eating everything and anything that's been stuffed in a barrel with vinegar for half
Kinda
the year.
true.
Amongst the Western world, their women are known for their beauty and charm, therefore the country is a cesspool of wannabe alpha male passport bros that make YouTube videos on how to pick up a trad wife Ukrainian girl, and not one of those icky,
Kinda
stinky,
true, yep,
dinky American girls that only know how to charge their phone, twerk, be bisexual,
Fucking dog twerking! Oh my god! Jesus Christ. But yeah, Ukraine is mostly stereotyped for like beautiful women and pickles.
eat hot chip and lie. Apparently they also eat a lot of pig lard and borscht.
Once again, I would like to make this very clear. I am gay.
In the past, your average Russian was stereotyped as a cold, goofy man with a thick accent that does stupid shit in the tundra.
I thought that Russia was stereotyped as just having all the spies. I thought that's like those evil, devious masterminds behind everything. You'd have thought that all the movies did that to them. I'm surprised.
Such as wrestling a bear, driving like a fucking idiot.
That's the
drink
Cold
copious
War
amounts of
take.
vodka,
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been under my rock as a vampire for a while. I haven't updated my my stereotype to modern times.
and pass out in the most random of places.
Yum,
However, ever since Putin just had to go and conquer more territory because God knows Russia being the largest country by landmass doesn't have enough of it, the Russians have started to be stereotyped as essentially an incompetent fire nation that can't even conquer the
fire
southern water
nation!
tribes, let alone bossing say. Brain-dead liberals stereotype them as
Jesus
the second coming of
Christ.
the Huns and as the scourge of the earth, while
The
cognitively
Huns!
inhibited conservatives perceive them as some conservative value fighting crusaders
Gee.
who are here to free the world from wokeism and slay the evil stinkman Zelensky, who has almost sucked the entire Federal Reserve dry. At the end of the day, if you have a pulse, you probably have your own stereotype about these guys.
If you have a pulse. Oh my god. Oh.
In conclusion, and yeah, those would be some of the more popular stereotypes about these countries. If you enjoyed this video, as always, give it a like and smash that subscribe button. And if you really enjoyed it, become a member like these wonderful people.
You know, like, when it comes to Russia, my stereotype of Russia is they're the people that don't put a colon in front of their laugh emoji. So when they're laughing, they just type the brackets. And that is the only stereotype I have of them. Exactly like that, Gar. That is literally the most Russian thing. Like, every Russian that I know does that. If you're Romanian, you have the equal or the da. And a ton of brackets in your laugh. If you're Russian, you skip that. It's like, that is how you know. That is how you know. Oh, and they're not afraid. They're not afraid to swap to Russian and just insult the shit out of you online. Oh. That is Russia for me when it comes to stereotypes. Oh, and cold. Yeah, cold. But hey, I blame fashion for that. Like, my grandparents have, like, those, I don't even know what they're called. Those hats, those fur hats from Russia, and I kind of like associated that with Russia growing up because of it. Vodka, honestly, vodka for me is more. When I think vodka, I think more of Finland and then Poland and then Russia. I don't know why. Ushanka, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hats are really cool. Hats are really cool. Ushanka hats are practical. Yeah, I didn't say they're not practical. I just said that's what I associate with Russia. I do like them. But yeah, for me, I never considered Russians to be heavy drinkers. Like, that is not how I kind of grew up knowing about them. But I guess that might also be because I traveled a lot and I also spent a lot of time with kids and young adults from every country on this side of the continent, so to speak. So I got to, like, notice their mannerisms in person and kind of talk to them about their habits and stuff that they do. Uh, anyway, cool video. I like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you made it this far on YouTube, thanks for hanging out with us. Da-da-da-na-na-na-na. Bye, YouTube!